Hello and welcome to another episode of Trendy Top 10. Are you bored at home and looking for something to watch on Netflix? Look, I'm not just talking about just anything to watch, I'm talking about something awesome. With tons of options, where do you start? Don't worry, we got you covered. Today we will be counting down the top 10 Netflix original series you can watch right now. To make our list, each series has to be a Netflix original series. None of these shows are in any particular order, so don't get your panties in a bunch if your favorite show is not at number 1. Now enough of the talking. Let's get started. Firing up at number 10 is the British comedy drama, Afterlife, which debuted March 8, 2019. It stars Ricky Gervais, best known for his appearance on British television series The Office. Gervais plays Tony, a former nice guy that is forever changed after the death of his wife, now making life horrible for those around him. If you don't like satire comedy, the first 2 episodes might be a little difficult to get through, but if you can make it to the end of the first season, you'll be happy you watched it. Afterlife has been renewed for a second season. In at number 9, is the biographical drama Narcos Mexico, which explores the origins of the war on drugs. Narcos Mexico is a companion series to the original Narcos that was set in Colombia and ran for 3 seasons. Narcos Mexico happens during the 1980s, following the Mexican drug war, starting with the rise of the Guadalajara cartel. If you enjoyed Narcos Mexico won't disappoint. It features the same production values with fantastic performances, great dialogue, and amazing action. Season 1 premiered in December of 2018. The second season is now on Netflix. No official announcement has been made whether there would be a third season, but I'm pretty confident there will be. Taking the number 8 spot is the chronicle dramatization, The Crown. If you're intrigued by the monarch system in England, you're in for a treat. The Crown is about the life of Queen Elizabeth II as a 25-year-old newlywed, faced with the daunting prospect of leading the world's most famous monarchy while forming a relationship with Prime Minister, Sir Winston Churchill. Due to the fact that the show covers large gaps in time, actors change quite frequently. The Crown premiered on Netflix in November of 2016, 3 seasons in total has been released and has currently been renewed for an additional 2 seasons. Coming in at number 7 is an absolutely wonderful show with a talented cast, a gripping sci-fi narrative, and wholesome entertainment. Stranger Things tell the story of Eleven, played by Millie Bobby Brown, and her group of friends living in the small town of Hawkins. Hawkins is no ordinary town. It is plagued by secret government experiments that leave Eleven and her gang in terrible danger. Stranger Things was a sleeper hit but now has a cult following. It has propelled its young stars and creators. If you love the horror, thriller, sci-fi movies of the 80s and 90s, you're in for a treat. It premiered in July of 2016 and been renewed for a 4th season. Number 6 is the fantasy drama The Witcher, based on the book series of the same name. Premiered in December of 2019, it takes place in a fictional medieval world known as the Continent. It stars Henry Cavill, a supernatural monster hunter, as Geralt of Rivia. The Witcher explores the legend of Geralt of Rivia and Princess Ciri, who are linked by destiny to each other. The show initially follows the 3 main characters at different points of time, exploring formative events that shaped their characters, before eventually merging into a single timeline. The first season gets off to a rough start, but when it picks up, it's definitely a great watch. The second season will commence in 2021. At the halfway mark in our list is The Last Kingdom at number 5. The story is set in the late 9th century AD, when England is divided into 7 separate kingdoms. What we now know as England have fallen to the invading Danes, leaving the great kingdom of Wessex standing alone and defiant under the command of King Alfred. Our hero, Uhtred, born the son of a Saxon nobleman, he is captured by the Danes and raised as one of their own. Forced to choose between the country of his birth and the people of his upbringing, his loyalties are ever tested. What is he? Saxon or Dane? On a quest to reclaim his birthright, Uhtred must tread a dangerous path between both sides if he is to play his part in the birth of a new nation and, ultimately, recapture his ancestral lands. All 3 seasons are available now on Netflix and the 4th to be expected sometime soon. Coming in at number 4 is the crime drama thriller Ozark, which premiered in July of 2017. The Birds and their teenage kids, Charlotte and Jonah, are, for all intents and purposes, an ordinary family with ordinary lives. Except for the job of Marty, a Chicago financial advisor played by Jason Bateman, who also serves as the top money launderer for the second largest drug cartel in Mexico. When things go awry, Marty must uproot his family from the skyscrapers of Chicago and relocate to the Lazy Lake region of the Missouri Ozarks. Here is where the story for our protagonist gets dangerous for himself and his family. Before we get to the final three, here are some honorable mentions. Alter Carbon is set in the 23rd century when the human mind has been digitized and the soul itself is transferable from one body to the next. Takeshi Kovacs, a former elite interstellar warrior known as an envoy who has been imprisoned for 250 years, is downloaded into a future he tried to stop. A simple admiration towards the lead female character turns into an obsessed lover. The story follows Joe Goldberg, a bookstore manager that meets aspiring writer Guinevere Beck, and an internet search about her leads to Joe's following Beck around, monitoring her social interactions, and even entering her apartment while she is out. Punisher, an undercover FBI agent, becomes a vigilante assassin and sets out to unleash his wrath upon the corrupt businessman who slaughtered his entire family at a reunion. Special Agent Frank Castle had it all: a loving family, a great life, and an adventurous job. War veteran, father, and loving husband is now transformed into an unstoppable force of vengeance and mayhem that will stop at nothing to get revenge. Coming in at number 3 is another sci-fi entry with Dark, a German science fiction thriller that will leave you baffled and confused. Set in the town of Winden, Germany, Dark concerns the aftermath of a child's disappearance, which exposes the secrets of, and hidden connections among, 4 estranged families as they slowly unravel a sinister time travel conspiracy which spans 3 generations. Compared to Stranger Things for good reason, and while they both have supernatural elements involved, Dark has a more compelling storyline that will keep you on the edge of your seats. The second season is available now, with the third season expected sometime in 2020. Coming in at number 2 is Mindhunter, a crime drama psychological thriller first premiered on October 13, 2017. Set in the late 1980s, FBI agents Holden Ford, Bill Tench, along with psychologist Wendy Carr, who operate the FBI's Behavioral Science Unit within the training division at the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia. They interview imprisoned serial killers to understand how they think and their motives, with the hope of applying this knowledge to solve ongoing cases. It offers an interesting look into the science of criminal profiling with amazing performances that will give you the chills. Coming in at number 1 is Peaky Blinders, a gangster family epic set in Birmingham, England, in 1919. Several months after the end of the First World War in November 1918. The story centers on the Peaky Blinders gang and their ambitious and highly cunning boss, Tommy Shelby. Tommy Shelby and his brothers return to Birmingham after serving in the British Army during World War I. Shelby and the Peaky Blinders, the gang he is leader of, control the city of Birmingham, but as Shelby's ambitions extend beyond Birmingham, he plans to build on the business empire he's created, and stop anyone who gets in his way. With high-quality production values, great dialogue and excellent performances from the entire cast. All 5 seasons are available on Netflix right now and has been renewed for a 6th. No release date has been announced yet. Well, that's the end of our list. Thank you for watching our top 10 Netflix original series to watch right now. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. See you next time.